Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are back for a black metal only update. If it's not Necro, it's not happening, so let's get into it. In the background, we're listening to a band out of Greece, a brand new band called Lunar Spells. This is Where Silence Whispers, top quality black metal, very Finnish riffs for days. From a band from Greece. 2021 album, debut, reminds me a lot of Sargeist, War Moon Lord, all those Finnish bands, but yes, out of Greece. Bit of a cheesy, kind of use of keyboards, some twinkliness, you're going to hear it as it plays in the background, but yeah, strong mid to late 90s misanthropic sound. Really good stuff here from Lunar Spells. First up, we've got an album here by a relatively new band. This is Yrksahuvud. I spent some time practicing that. Yrksahuvud. And I didn't spend time practicing the album name, which is Makt Hoyhet Herodom. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's Yrksahuvud. That's right. That's Norwegian black metal. So yes, this name of the album translates to Power, Highness, Dominion, and the name of the band, Yrksahuvud, translates to Axe Head. I just like saying the name now. But yes, Axe Head here with Power, Highness, Dominion. Oh man. Anyway. The music on this thing sounds like what your ears would hear through your head once you've been hit by an axe head. It's some damn raw, pretty muddy black metal. Like I said, it's Norwegian. It's not for the uninitiated, as I said, incredibly raw stuff. Think demo quality, but if you like that style, then there's a lot here that you're going to get into, I think. Might take a couple of listens for you to really appreciate it, but it's pretty rewarding. The first time through for me, it was like, oh, this is pretty raw, not sure what's going on. Played it the second time. It was a lot easier to discern what was going on, and I got kind of really drawn into the whole atmosphere of the thing. When you have these bands that are really raw, playing in a mid-speed, not always blasting away, the instruments do come alive a lot more, and I think the rawness, that muddy production, kind of helps a lot. So, Mike Seatown, I think this is up your alley. You're going to like this one for sure. And that's where this works for bands like this for me, rather than, Lampier, bands that are just super fast and raw. When you're just blasting and raw, it all gets a bit lost. But these guys, they take a breath. It has room to move, and that's what I really like about it. So, room to breathe, not all just blasty noise, but it is incredibly raw and very icy cold. Take a look inside. You've got your burning church, building, I don't know, it's burning, whatever it is. It's Norwegian, it's probably a burning church. You get a photo there, of course, the one-man black metal. There's going to be a lot of one-man black metal coming up today. And yeah, there's the just black LP, really nothing too exciting to look at there. The whole thing, the presentation's actually kind of murky because this is a demo. From what I understand, it's a demo that's been pressed on LP, so the artwork's kind of not that crisp, but raw black metal. Does it need to be? Not particularly. It's got vocals as you would expect. They're miscellaneous screams. They may as well have been recorded in another room. They're just there, but yes, guitars, drums, bass, even the bass, yes, are actually quite pronounced, despite being murky and raw. Co-released between Nistang and Kaldeskard, I think is how you say the name of that label, so there you go, the two labels to do it. Good stuff. If you like your raw black metal, check out Yrksahuvud. Next up we have Old Fur with Of Cutted Wings and Old Furs. New project from Finn out of Ifenak, from Quebec, Canada. Also, again, one-man black metal, but compared to Ifenak, who I do show quite a bit on this channel, this has a more sort of straightforward, driving, direct sound, quite repetitive and hypnotic. Ifenak is, each album sounds kind of different, but I suppose in that regard you could say that this could have been another Ifenak album, but I think he's trying to establish something different here with Old Fur. It's not atmospheric, but it's not ultra raw. It stays mid-paced, at least on the A side, and it stays again with those icy riffs that we all love so much. Got some, there's Finn there, got some oddities thrown into the mix here that make it stand out a bit. Some effects on the guitar. I couldn't quite work out what was going on there, but definitely some effects on the guitar at times. Keeping out of the norm. Some prominent bass, which was nice. Nice clean bass sound, not distorted. But the vocals, of course, barked and shrieked. You know, it's black metal. And on side B, with Acquainted with the Night, that's probably the fastest track on here. Definitely get some speed into that song. Actually has a bit of a Finnish or Swedish touch to the sound there, just the way that you know, it has that very melodic but fast trem picking. Final two tracks here, the asterisks, is apparently demo tracks previously released. Not that I've heard them, but the first one of that is sort of Burzum style ambient piece, a little bit noisier than just pure ambient. And the second track and the last one here on the album, Wolves Watching from the Barbarian, that's the one that stands out the most as being kind of different. It's got a black and roll opening sound, like it did feel kind of like a bit of a juxtaposition to the rest of the album there. But then it sort of kicks into a bit more of the raging black metal sound. Very dirty track, black and roll opening there, and it comes back in a few times. But anyway, fantastic release. Really, really impressed with this debut from Old Fur, which I'm not surprised by because Ifenak is so good. So it stands to reason that Old Fur with the same guy is going to be good, and it is. Released on Azra, and I guess, yeah, different enough to Ifenak to warrant its own brand. So there we go. Old Fur of Cutted Wings and Old Furs. Next up we have the self-titled release from Nocturnal Triumph, which is actually their third album, US black metal band. Really, really good band, these guys. Really riffy, fantastic black metal. Knows how to craft a good song. It's not just all blasts or just dreary atmosphere. There's some great songcraft going on here. Musically, it's sort of mostly fast, pretty savage and raw riffs, but they give way to, you know, moments of D-beat, just you know, to spread it around a little bit more, I suppose. Pretty full throttle, savage stuff. Has a bit of a Sumberlane feel to the lead guitar. Kind of adds emotional melody, really rounds the whole thing off. It's just all the song titles there on the back. It's reminds me at times of Dawn. Definitely some Dawn in there. Other times a bit of Niflheim. Like, it's nowhere near a black thrash band, but there's just moments in there that I can hear that real sort of rasping sound that those guys have. But yeah, quite a bit of Dawn and Swedish style, I think, but definitely not anything that I would just go, that's a Swedish black metal band. No, not a lot. It's a US band. They're getting a few different influences, I think, in their sound. Very triumphant, which with the name Nocturnal Triumph you would hope for. So yeah, good triumphant sound. Triumphant 8 to 10 minute long songs. There are only 4 songs, and the thing goes for about 44 minutes. So you're getting bang for buck, and the songs get a good time to really develop and you know, come up with a theme for each song, which is really, really nice. Same as their previous release from sort of 2019 or 2018, I think it was, which I'm still annoyed to have missed. That was a Go to RX thing, and you know, if you decide to sleep in past 3 a.m, then you're going to miss them. So I missed that one. This one's out on Amalfati, so far more reasonable to pick up. You can probably still get it now. Don't think it's reached you know, vaporware at this point, so definitely yeah, grab this one if you can. It's also on CD, so you've got plenty of options. Definitely have a go at Nocturnal Triumph. The LP is black, so I won't bother getting that out, but yeah, you get a couple of lines there on green. Is it upside down? It is upside down. Germanic font, you can't tell. I can't even read what it says. But anyway, there you go. Nocturnal Triumph, awesome stuff. Got a 10-inch record to show here. This one is Tartaros with Heritage from the Past. This is a very well-known mid-90s black metal band, one-man band back in the 90s, helmed by, I think it's Charmand, maybe it's Charmand or Carmand, I've never actually heard it said, but I'll just go with Charmand Grimlock, who was originally a session musician for Emperor, so that's where the big name ties were from. He did an EP which was fantastic. I've still got it from when I picked it up in 1997, called The Grand Psychotic Castle, which is a fantastic EP, and you know, it had a big sticker on it saying, "Musician from Emperor, it's the keyboardist, buy this thing." And of course a lot of people did, including me. But this is the demo from 1994, I think it was, and it's as raw as anything. This is a raw demo, like not a 2020 band trying to sound like raw black metal. No, this demo was made in 1994, probably recorded on 4-track and using recycled tapes and I don't know, plastic drums or something, because whew, if you've not heard Tartaros, don't start here. This is when you've got Grand Psychotic Castle and you've got the Red Jewel, you're a big fan, you want to hear the demo. That's what this is. This is an archival piece. This is not a entry point. It's you know, it starts off with this sort of guitar keyboardy intro thing, and then it kicks into just more guitar, and then there's vocals. And I'm listening to it going, this is a long intro, and it dawned on me after a while, this is the song, but I just can't hear the drums. They were just practically absent. It was like they were muted almost, and bass, forget it. It's just guitar noise and vocals, and the occasional, when you realize it's there, the occasional light patter of a snare drum. That's what you're getting here. No kick drums, no tom rolls, and certainly no bass. This is as raw as you're going to get. Very buried mix, but it's kind of cool. The first time I listened to it, and like I was saying there, it was not what I was expecting. It was way more raw than I thought, so I really didn't care too much for it. But I put it on before, just earlier today, give it another listen, and it really stood out a lot more for me this time round. I think expecting how raw it's going to be, and having also listened to some more modern raw black metal today, listening to this old demo on wax, it kind of worked a lot more for me this time. But seriously, there's no drums, you can't hear them. Yeah, 10-inch on clear wax, which is really cool. I never really find many 10 inches, so they're cool. Oh, this one's hard to get back in with stupid paper. There you go. I don't have any clear inner plastics for 10 inches, so I've got to keep it in the stupid paper thing. But anyway, yeah, the rawness of this almost gives it a full atmospheric sound. You've just got to go with it. It's fine. It's just demo quality stuff. So there you go. It's out on the label called Devil's Elixir, limited to 500. I got 238. Yeah, there you go. Tartaros demo from 1994, the heritage from the past. As is almost tradition with me at this point, it is not a black metal update until I do show some Ifenak. Even though when I've mentioned them before, there's going to be an Ifenak record, because there's quite a lot of them that come out. This one's 4 Fatal Amulets, which is a CD upgrade for me. I got the CD last year. At the time there was no intention of an LP, but here we are, we've got one now. So like I was saying before on the old fur, Ifenak's style changes a bit with each release. It's not really a progression, it's not really a regression. He just changes it up. Sometimes it's more atmospheric, sometimes it's just straight ahead black metal. He's done some black punk stuff, lots of black D-beat stuff. It's just all over the shop. This one, it just seems to be what the whim that Finn's feels like doing that day, I suppose. This one, 4 Fatal Amulets, is closer to the Green Enchanted Forest of the Druid Wizard album, which was from 2020. I think it's 2020, maybe 2019. I don't know. It's pretty recent. But that makes sense. Apparently, this is actually it's considered a follow-up to that album. So I guess it's an EP. It's only 4 tracks, so an EP that follows the Druid Wizard album, and it's in that same kind of style. That style was more on the lush, atmospheric black metal style than some of his more straight ahead or more punkish stuff. So yeah, 4 Fatal Amulets. What I really like about this, though, as well as being atmospheric, the drums, very peppery. Lots of little triplets and interesting beats on this one. Not just, blasts alternating with D beat, alternating with double clicks. It's got some little intricacies in here that I really, really enjoyed. So that was surprising. Very thin guitars, definitely not at the front of the mix. And it's got all these sort of wind instruments, some synth and that kind of stuff, which ties it back to the Drill Wizard album, which has a lot of that stuff as well. Very lush soundscape stuff, wind and rain and all that kind of thing. Has some sort of dark, sort of chanting vocals. Perhaps it's the Druid Wizard, I'm unsure. But yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. I really, really like this one. When I was playing the CD, I was really hoping I could get this on wax one day. And here we are. Azra threw this one out, and I got it from local distributor Overuse Records down in Tasmania, who do manage to get in some really cool stuff. So definitely check them out if you're Australian like I am. 4 tracks written on the back, but it's actually got a 5th track. Perhaps that's the 5th amulet. I don't know. It's just not mentioned here. It says that on the Metal Archives. On the CD as well, wasn't mentioned. It's I think it's called the Prelude to the Shield, to the Ice Shield, something like that. It's a 5th track. Lyrically, this whole thing's in the fantasy realm. You can sort of get that from the imagery down here. And you also get that from this inner sheet, which gives you a little story. You know something like this is going to be a story when you get the big call-out capital letter. But it's all about this adventurer called Pokum, and his mythological journey collecting these 4 amulets. So all the things that happened to him along the way. So there you go, a bit of a Lord of the Rings kind of story going on there. That's kind of nice. So there you go. Ifanak, 4 Fatal Amulets LP. Fantastic stuff. Pick it up. All aboard the hype train. Woo woo. We have a double whammy here of darrrk with Night and Love, and the one that's getting a lot of talk at the moment, Pale Swordsman. Yeah, this is getting a hell of a lot of hype. Hold this one up for the moment. Band out of Ukraine. Less said about what's going on there at the moment, the better, but well-deserved hype that darrrk are getting. Vampiric sort of black metal, drawing heavily off Under a Funeral Moon and sort of later era, sort of that early 2000 Judas Iscariot, like 1998, 99, 2000 Judas Iscariot. But it's got some added acoustic guitars, piano, little bits like that, because what's going on here is a little bit left of field lyrically and imagery. I'll take a look at this one, which is your Pale Swordsman. He's got a rose. He's looking a little bit sad boy. The whole lyrical theme around all this stuff is romance and sadness. So it's not what you would usually expect from, Hail Satan black metal. It definitely goes from the imagery into the lyrics as well. Look, he's sitting on this fantastic, like, $4,000 leather couch with his sword and his rose, being the sad vampire. Obviously, he's come in from his journey. It's been a long walk through the forest, and he's waiting for his Chardonnay to be delivered. I don't know what I'm talking about. But look at lyrics on here. Example: darkness over the garden, night reigns and the world suffers. With hands pale like a marble, hold me close as a lover. Wandering in the night, pale swordsman. Pretty interesting lyrics. They're very well crafted and not what you usually get, I think, in black metal, but certainly different, absolutely, and they do tie to this imagery that the band's got. One-man band. He goes by the name of Crying Orc, which is, of course, from a Burzum song. But no Burzum sound in this music, not really. Maybe the first album at times. It's really more Under a Funeral Moon with a bit of piano. Which kind of sounds a bit frilly, but it doesn't. It really works. Don't be alarmed. It's not that kind of frilly. At its heart, it beats the same necro cult beats as the early Dark Throne material. Both the releases are very similar, but Pale Swordsman is just a little bit more mature. It's just a general, honing in on his craft, and it is a more enjoyable album. Nothing wrong with Night and Love. This one is definitely the one right now that's getting the praise. Night and Love, is a couple of years old now. I don't remember people talking about that. People are going absolutely bananas over Pale Swordsman. So yes, that tells you what you need to know about the improvement in the music. It's I think some of the reason why it's winning so well is it's got a lot of catchy hooks, which gets a lot more punters in than just the usual black metal fans. It's got some sort of verse-chorus structures in some songs, not all of them, but it's not all just raging black metal and fast bit, slow bit. acoustic and then outro. Like, it's got actual repetitive verse chorus structure in some of the songs. A lot of variation in speed also helps. It's not all one speed or just the two speeds. It can stop, go into you know, entire acoustic section or piano piece, build some atmosphere, go back to another section. It does sort of change up quite a bit in all the songs, not each song themselves, but during one song it will change up quite a bit. Let's take a look at the back of this one. Not too much going on there. It's the same on both of them. These come out on liver mortis. There you go. And inside, unfortunately, that's why I'm holding them so weird. Liver mortis like to do this L-shaped thing. It just folds out vertically. You get the song titles in there. LP goes inside. I've got to fold it up like it's a book. And we take a look at this one. Not sure why Pale Swordsman doesn't have this, but this one's got a book. Night and Love. And you get all the lyrics. And some pictures and stuff. And it's all, yeah, I mean, look, there's flowers. Not very necro black metal, is it? But it is good stuff. Hold up Night and Love now. Yeah, I think it's a really, really well worth the hype band. He's doing good stuff. Darrrk, Night and Love, and the Pale Swordsman, both on Liver Mortis. Definitely give them a go. See if you can find them. I think there's a bit of a issue with getting these. Again, overuse in Tasmania, got some in. I was very lucky to get them there. But just try your local distros and see how you go. But get some Darrrk. Last up, we have the new one from Tardigrade. This is, and I'm going to butcher it because it's Germanic, Von Bruch bis zur Freiheit. I tried. Apparently that means from rupture to freedom. And I love the artwork on this one, hand-drawn dam that's bursting. Not sure if it's new artwork or if it's something that they've borrowed from days gone past, but absolutely fantastic. Really love that. Second album from this band. They come out of Switzerland. And with Tardigrade, you just get top quality atmospheric black metal. If you liked Luna Aurora, not like their last album, which got kind of different, but you know, middle era Luna Aurora. Yeah, bands like Walknut, absolutely like Walknut. Australian bands like Woods of Desolation, Austere, you're gonna like Tardigrade. Such a good band, and the first album was fantastic. I was really, really hoping for this to come out on LP. It's on CD first, I think, for quite some time. And here we are with the LP, From Rupture to Freedom. I'm not going to try and say the German name again. What you get, it's, like I said, atmospheric black metal, but the production is very clear and defined, very appropriate, not too polished. It's just enough that you can hear every instrument, or well mixed, including those pained and shrieked black metal vocals. Very pained and shrieked in here. Band like Woad, that's another band you could compare it to. I think Woad's got similarities here to Tardigrade, particularly in the production. It's very lush music, kind of unfolds as you're listening through. It gets more and more complex, but in a very subtle way. The fact that it's on 2 LPs, you know, the lengths of the songs here, it's like each side, if you look at the back here, you've got a small sort of instrumental piece followed by a lengthy song. The lengthy songs are 13, 10, 12 and 16 and a half minutes. So you're getting music on here. You're getting an absolute collection of riffs. Fantastic stuff. Very well crafted, atmospheric black metal. Take a look in the inside. No, nothing's going to fall out. There you go. There's the, I guess the dam has burst. The dam has burst and it's all crumbled away, revealing the mountain. Very nice. 3-piece band with a session on bass, so 4 members on this recording. Nothing too exciting, just black LPs. Is there a inner thing? Not that I can see. No, I don't think there's an inner thing. I'm just wasting time looking in the sleeve. But there you go. Tardigrade, awesome stuff. Out on Eisenwald. 2021 release, but only managed to get the LP a couple of weeks ago. No, last week I got this. Last week it showed up. Got it sent 2 months ago, but it only just showed up. Damn German post, I don't know what's going on with you. Anyway, Tardigrade von Brusch bis zur Freiheit, from Rupture to Freedom. Definitely check them out. That is my black metal update for March. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, buy some of these albums, play some black metal, get a dog up here, check this thing, check that thing. I'll see you next time.